How did you make your first million? I've been dabbling in making online money for the last couple of years. Even made $50,000 from ghostwriting. Now I've set a goal of making $1 million by DEC 2026. That means I've almost 3.4 years. How did you make your first million? Would love to learn about the journey from the people who have done it. Update. Whoa, I'm really overwhelmed by the responses down here. The number one way seems to be is real estate. I'm from India, so that's not possible for me. Was thinking of online businesses. Two ideas I have in mind are an entrepreneurship-based blog newsletter combo, something like Start a Story, an offshore recruiting company. I made my first $1 million 7 years ago by developing Google Play games which follows trends of Candy Crush, Subway Surfers, Pikachu, Mario. Google Play was an early stage at that time and I was very lucky. I earned money via advertising using AdMob. There's actually a podcast all around this question. It's called My First Million. How original, and the stories there. Some are pretty crazy. Normal 6-figure office job for 10 years, bought a house, have 401k, some stock. 1. Saved $10,000. Then bought fixer-upper house. 2. Bought, rehabbed, and rented undervalued real estate. 3. Sold several rentals to buy an established, boring service business. Grew the business by 30 in 1.5 years. Voila! $2.5 million portfolio. $1.3 million net worth. Sold my aviation tech business for multiple millions. Consulting as a solopreneur. Didn't even realize when I passed 1 million because I was so busy. Sub about entrepreneurship and 70 of the comments are about property. Real estate. Took 11 years, but now I'll never have to work for anyone else ever again. Sold my agency on NYE of 2020 for 2.8 mm. Buy property 20 years ago. I'm working on my 4th million. The other 3 failed. What did you ghostwrite, sir? In revenue, FBA. 2019 invested $10,000 in my first product. 2020 invested $50,000 in 3 more, hit $800,000. 2021 invested like $300,000 in 6 more, hit $1.3 million. 2022 watched profits crumble but still hit $1.2 million. 2023 biz still going bad, lol. Moral: I scaled too fast when I didn't have the skill to actually do so. I haven't. Unfortunately. There is actually a podcast called My First Million. It's amazing. I would suggest you check it out if you are interested in that type of stuff. I haven't, lol. Can you share your story of ghostwriting? Flipped a bar for $380K. Took that and bank loan and bought into a car dealership. Cleared first million in 18 months. Having a really high W-2 income. Now I have a small business, but I was able to start that because of my old corporate career. I'm a fractional CFO now, and not only do I have more time, but I also get paid just as well. Government contracting. I made my first million Venezuelan bolívares years ago when I found a coin under an arcade machine. I have yet to make my first million in USD, so I'll let you know on this one. Real estate here. Crypto marketing. I literally had people paying me tens of thousands of dollars to do work and then disappearing a few weeks later. At one point I had 3 concurrent 6-figure contracts for crypto clients, all of whom ended up shutting down due to shady or straight-up illegal actions that were still legally obligated to pay out my contract. I wish I had a better story, but these people literally just threw money at anyone who had the confidence to say they could do what needed to be done. Trucking. Started as a driver, then as an owner. I started with 1 and grew over the last 22 years. First million in sales by year 3. First million in yearly revenue by 4 years. First million in bank by year 14. I work in the finance sector and retail. Made $1 million selling high-end furniture. Can you clarify what you mean by ghostwriting? You do assignments for students. Because I do something similar as well, lol. Did it for a year before ChatGPT. Made twice the average income. Edit, make twice of average income while working 2-3 hours a day. I haven't even made more than 1K a month. Could anyone possibly give me a few upvotes so I can make my first post here? I wrote a piece of software that I licensed out over 7 or 8 years. $1 million happens slowly and one increment at a time, and it is easier to make 1,000 sales for $1,000 each than one sale for $1. Subcontracting other people to do IT work while billing enough to cover my base expenses. Living frugally. Developing relationships so when my small contract moved to a bigger role at a bigger company, they call me. Asked my mama. If 1 million Redditors can PayPal me $1 each, then I can become a millionaire instantly. Not a mil, but close. I YOLO'd Doge. I don't even trade that much and rarely ever dabbled in crypto other than BTC. But after the GME hype, it seemed like an obvious choice since everyone had leftover FOMO. Wasn't wrong. Drugs. Started a software business when I was in my late 20s. Crypto. 18K for 500K. I'm a degenerate though, so don't do what I did. I'm not gay, but $1 million was $1 million. Learn day trading, but it took me 2 years and almost 60K loss to be able to learn and then be consistent and make my first 1M. If today I will have to restart, all I need is 10K and my knowledge. Also, your first 1 million is a reflection of many good habit. I made my first million in sales with my bag company this past year. Very proud of myself. But also elated that women around the world love my product. Is clawing and scratching a legit answer? Started a software studio, helping founders' companies launch new software products. 1 meter in revenue crossed in the 2nd-3rd year. With really healthy margins. In order to do well in this business, you need a combination of technical excellence expertise, combined with regular founder-type skills like marketing, sales, product sense. My goal is to build the business to 10 meters a year. Still a long way to go. I started a Facebook page in 2012. Figured out how to monetize content. Ended up with 6 million followers. Have generated millions in ad revenue since then. Selling pills. I was very good at sales at a company with a good commission structure. Bought a house. Lived in for 2 years, sold it, made a profit. Started my own company in the same field. Grew it every year. Bought another house. Sold it after 2 years for an even bigger profit. Now own 2 rental properties I host on Airbnb. Much more and my residential home. Added another product offering and therefore revenue stream to my business that is still growing. every year.